Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Good morning and welcome to Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes. My name is McAdams. I'm an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and also fitness. I help people reach their goals. And so today on this Transform Your Life in 15 Minutes, we are doing 5-minute exercises, one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. Now for this mind session, I want you to know two things. One is that it's just going to be a short 5-minute lesson, but it's going to take you a lifetime to master. And the second thing I want you to know is that I'm not here to teach you anything, but I am here to help you unlock what's already inside of you. All right, so today is going to be all about Ha. So in the story of Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson, we have been going along. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 lessons by Ha. But before we do that, I want to welcome you. And again, thank you for taking the time to watch this broadcast recording. And also those of you that are watching it live. All right, so in the story, we left off where, again, they found the cheese was taken away. And by the way, in case you're just now joining me, the cheese represents what it is that you want in life. And then, of course, the maze is where you go to get it. So we're in a story where him and Ha, the two little people, wake up one day and they find out that the cheese is gone, and so now they're hemming and hawing. So we're still at that point right now, right? So, but Ha then begins to realize that probably he wouldn't have taken him by such a surprise if he had been paying attention to what was happening all along, and even anticipate the change. So that brings us to lesson number 1. You want to smell the cheese often so that you know when it gets old. All right. So then he realized, Ha starts thinking, remember, Ha's the one that kind of questions change. Remember, him is the one that's in denial. Ha's the one that questions change. All right. So then Ha starts to think about when he was happiest best in the maze. And he realized that he was actually the happiest when he was moving right along. So that brings us to lesson number 2. Movement in a new direction will help you find cheese. All right. Now, then the third thing he discovered was that his soul was nourished when he just kind of let go and just kind of trust what lay ahead. And even if he didn't know what it was. So that brings us to lesson number 3. When you move beyond your fear, you feel free. Sorry, give me a second. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. All right, so when you move beyond your fear, you feel free. So then Ha decides to go out and visualize what was going on. So he visualized himself, enjoying a new pile of brand new cheese. He was really vivid in his detail. He just saw himself eating and enjoying this cheese. And the clearly that he saw this image and this visualization, then the more real and believable it came to him. And this brings us to lesson number 4. You should really imagine yourself eating the cheese even before you find it, because that will lead you to it. So as you imagine, Ha goes out into the maze, and as he's going out, he was wondering, why did he think that change was always going to be for the worse? And he realized actually that it can always be for something better. So he started, and going quicker throughout the maze, and he came across a new cheese station, but it was empty. I mean, he found bits and pieces, but for the most part, it was empty because someone had already been there. And this brings us to lesson number 5. The quicker you let go of the old cheese, then the sooner you can find new cheese. All right, so these are the 5 lessons for Ha. So let's go ahead and kind of recap them, because again, on this particular discussion, what we're talking about is moving beyond your fear. Okay, so when anticipating change, because remember, change is going to happen. So how do you get beyond it? How do you just go ahead and accept the change? And these 5 lessons of Ha will help you. The first one was smell the cheese often so that you know it's getting old. So in other words, once you find what you want in life, then be aware. Don't just take it for granted. Now keep in mind, whatever you want, you fill in the blank of what it is that you want. But once you do find it, once you obtain it, then be aware of it. So it could be a new relationship, it could be a new job, a new house, a new job, a family, whatever it may be. Once you get it, then be aware of what's going on so that you're not, so that you can anticipate change, because guess what? Change is going to happen. Number 2 is movement in a direction will help you find a new change. So then once that change occurs, then don't sit around and just hem and haw about it and overanalyze the situation. Start making movement to something better or something different or something that's going to, depend on what it is, right? So that's why I got to kind of be general. I'm being general in my my discussion, because depending on what it is, because obviously something different for you something would be different if it was a new job versus a relationship, right? So what's the change happen? Let's just use an example of a relationship. Let's say that you're in a new relationship and then you notice that things are changing. Well, then now you can anticipate by making movement based upon whether you want to, one, stay in the relationship or make movement away from the relationship. Okay, so in other words, make some type of movement in a new direction. All right, so then the third one is when you move beyond your fear, you feel free. So take movement. I actually had a phone call from a friend yesterday, and she was, she's new to coaching, and she had her first client, and so she was just so fearful. Like all these things just come up in her head, like, what if this and what if that, and just all these fears came to mind. So I just kind of, let her know. I just kind of walked her through and say, okay, so what is it that you're going to be doing? What is it that you're discussing? And she was very articulate in what it was that she was going to be talking about on this call. She knew exactly the procedures that she was going to do. She knew exactly what she was doing. And by talking through it, she was able to then realize that, what? It's just, what am I fearful for? I can do this. It's just that it comes about. Fear, doubt, all those negativity things, they're going to come about, but just kind of move past it. And then you're going to find that you feel yourself being free. And then number 4, the fourth lesson was to imagine yourself enjoying the new cheese even before you find it. It's going to actually help you lead to it. So let's go back and go to the situation with the relationship. And let's say that you decide to get out of the relationship. Okay, so now once you made that decision, then now visualize what it is that you want in your next relationship. What were the things that didn't work for you in the previous relationship? Now what is that you want to move forward to? And actually visualize exactly what it is that you want. Again, I'm just using the relationship, but again, it could be anything, but visualize it first. And by the way, the visualization is going to help your subconscious mind. A lot of people don't know that. So consciously they think, oh, this doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense consciously, because guess what? It makes it sense subconsciously, and that's where the autopilot happens. Okay, so if you visualize what's going on, visualization actually helps your subconscious brain. If you've been watching me for a while, you understand the importance of your subconscious. All right, and then the final lesson in the review is number 5, which is the quicker you let go of the old cheese, then the sooner you're going to find new cheese. Well, that makes sense, right? So in the story, him and Ha, as you can imagine, Ha is moving along. He's finding bits and pieces of cheese. Well, guess what? Him is still back in the old cheese station, just in denial. All right, so those are going to be your 5 lessons of Ha for this morning. All right, so this concludes the mind portion. And now, okay, doing good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting better. All right, so now we're going to move on to the body portion. This is where we're going to do our mind-body minute yoga routine. And this is a place where we're going to get some movement in. So speaking of movement, this is our time to get movement in. And remember, when we're doing the yoga and then immediately following the meditation, these are the practices areas of the broadcast, if you will. So watching me is fine, but trust me when I tell you, you'll get more out of it if you're actually doing it with me, okay? And I know, like some of you, again, this may not be like the optimum time to do it. Break it up. Remember, when we're talking about transformation, this is about change, and you're going to find that change in you is going to be the hardest thing to change. So those lessons of how that we just talked about, it may be applicable to you as you're hemming and hawing about making this transformation yourself. You may say, oh, I'm not a morning person. I can't do this and I can't do that. Listen to the way that you talk to yourself, and listen to the things that you're saying, all right? And then reassess and analyze those, okay? But don't overdo it, right? Just go ahead and just start taking action. All right, so we're going to move on into the yoga portion. And in the yoga portion, let's go ahead and start off on, let's see. Let's go ahead and start off on tabletop today. So it's on your hands and knees. And remember, before you get started, always take your 3 deep Ujjayi breaths to get yourself centered, grounded. Once you do that, then go ahead and set your intention of what it is that you want to accomplish for this next 5 minutes for our practice of yoga. All right, go ahead and meet me on the mat. All right, palms directly underneath your shoulders, knees are directly underneath your hips. Just kind of move your hips side to side. Just getting in some movement. Move your head, your neck. And as I'm doing this, I'm actually going internally, seeing what's going on, any tight areas, any tension, stress. that's going on in my body at this present moment. Remember, we're not talking about what happened to you yesterday. We're talking about what's going on right now in this present moment. All right, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, I want you to drop your chin down to your chest and round through your spine and tuck your pelvic under. This is the cat. And as we inhale, we're going to go to the cow. Tailbone sticks out, arch your back, relax your shoulders, press the armpits down toward the mat as your belly also drops down toward the mat. And then as you exhale, round it up through the cat. Again, this is one of my favorite movements. Really stretches out your spine, loosens up the core, and it just really feels good. All right, this time as you exhale, we're going to curl the toes under and we're going to take it to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. And we're going to start pedaling our legs. Now in this position right here, this resting position, you want to make sure your fingers and your toes are spread out nice and wide. You want to make sure that your head is in alignment with your bicep and you're pressing your chest toward your thighs and your knees. Now as you inhale, let's go ahead and release the knees down to the mat. And as you exhale, I want you to extend your legs, trying to get your heels down, pressing your chest toward your thighs and your knees. Let's do that again. As you inhale, release your knees down toward the mat. And as you exhale, extend those legs. Nice deep stretch on those hamstrings from the tailbone all the way down toward the heels. And one more time, go ahead and release the knees down toward the mat. And as you exhale, extend those legs. All right, go ahead and slowly start to walk your feet in toward your palms. Again, keep your palms flat on the mat. If you need to, go ahead and bend your knees. And then I want you to slowly round it up, taking it one vertebrae at a time, making sure that your head is last to rise. And let's come to Tadasana, mountain pose. Now as we inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to dive the body forward. As we inhale, look up halfway. Now go ahead and flatten out your palms and step back, right, left into the plank. Then we're going to release your knee, chest, and chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. And as we inhale, we're going to go to upper facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. And as we exhale, we're going to go to the downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Now as you inhale, we're going to bring that right foot in toward the fingertips, and we're going to take it up to the high lunge. Now go ahead and relax your shoulders. You're pressing your hips down to the mat. You're making sure that front knee is directly over the ankle. The arms are overhead with the palms facing each other. Unless this is too much strain and stress in your neck, then feel free to bring your palms together at the heart center here. All right, so extend the arms. As you inhale, just kind of straighten out the legs. And as you exhale, bend the knee and draw the hips down toward the mat. Relax the shoulders. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale, release. Now go ahead and release your palms down to the mat. Take that right foot back to the plank. As you exhale, release your knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. As we inhale, get to upward facing dog, relax the shoulders, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Now this time on the inhale, we're going to bring the left foot in toward the fingertips. And again, take it up to the high lunge. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten out the leg. And exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the hips down toward the mat. And remember, use your breath. As you inhale, you're just kind of holding your position. As you exhale, you're surrendering, releasing all the tension, the stress, negativity, or strains that may be going on internally. Let's do that one more time. All right, go ahead and lie the palms down toward the mat. Take that left foot back. Release your knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Curl the toes under and exhale. Now this time, as you inhale, we're going to bring that right knee in towards your chest. And as you exhale, extend that right leg all the way back. Now open up bend the knee to open up the hip as you press your chest toward that left thigh and knee. Now go ahead and release that knee. Bring it down here toward the mat, like just underneath your belly button. You're going to bring that right palm in, and we're going to rotate up to side plank. Now this is a modification, so if you want to, you can actually do the full birch. I'm going to do the modification today and relax the shoulders. Now your gaze follows the thumb. If it's too much strain and stress, feel free to look forward or to look down. All right, go ahead and release the palm down. Take it back to the plank. Release the knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale. And then exhale. Knee comes into the chest. And extend the leg. And then bend the knee. Now again, you can release the knee. This time I'll do the full plank, so I'm going to bring the foot down. I'm going to bring my palm in, and I'm going to rotate and take it up. And again, your gaze follows your thumb, unless there's strain or stress. And remember, the modification just is to drop the left knee down toward the mat. Relax the shoulders. All right. Palm goes flat, knee, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana to Adho Mukha Savasana. Now go ahead and walk your feet in. And then forward fold into Uttanasana. Go ahead and take your fingertips and clasp your elbows. As you let the crown of your head pull your body weight naturally forward. Micro bend on those knees. As you inhale, just kind of hold your position. So for some of you, may be up here, which is okay. And then as you exhale, just release and surrender. And on each exhale, you just try to release and surrender just a little bit more until you go down as far as you can. And then just continue to breathe and draw your attention to the tight areas. Now go ahead and release your fingertips down toward the mat as you slowly take it up, one vertebrae at a time, making sure that your head is the last to rise. Draw your shoulders up and down away from your back. Take the arms overhead as you inhale. And as you exhale, dive the body forward as you place your palms down flat. Walk your feet out toward the edges of the mat. And as you exhale, release the tailbone down toward the mat. Using the elbows to push down on those inner thighs, take your palms together. Clasp them at heart center. Bow your head down. Malasana, and go ahead and give some gratitude. And then go ahead and release your palms down. And then slowly transition yourself into a comfortable seated position, facing forward. Making sure that you're on your sits bones and not the fleshy part of your bottom. Take the fingertips down toward the mat. You're sitting up nice and tall. Your chest is lifted, hands and neck are extended to the spine. Remember, you still have that string pulling from the crown of your head, attached all the way to the ceiling. Now as we inhale, we're going to take the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to release the fingertips down toward the mat. Again, draw the breath in. And exhale. One more time, bring all the positive energy in towards you, and then clasp your hands together at the very top. And then exhale as you bring your palms together at heart center. And namaste. All right, thank you for practicing yoga with me. Go ahead and keep your seated position, nice comfortable position. If you need to make adjustments, that's fine. We're going to move on to the third and final session, which is our exercise, which is going to be the meditation, where we're going to be doing a two-minute exercise. Now in this 2-minute exercise, all you're going to be doing is breathing normally, and you're going to count your breaths. So specifically, you're going to count your exhales. You're going to do this for 2 minutes. Anytime there's any distractions, whether it's external noise or internal with your thoughts, go ahead and make acknowledgement of the distraction, And then bring your focus back to your breath. Bring that intention back to your breath and continue to count, but start all over with the number 1. Okay, so again, 2 minutes, count your exhale. Before we get started, let's go ahead and get ourselves center alignment, get ready for this meditation. So go ahead and get in a nice comfortable position, seated position, either sitting cross-legged or if you're sitting in a chair, just get up nice and comfortable. If you are sitting on a chair, do not lean all the way back. You're sort of toward the edge. And the same thing if you're in the seated position, you're not leaning against anything, okay? You're just sitting up nice and tall with your spine supporting you, but you're comfortable. All right? Go ahead and take a nice deep breath as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. One more time, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And this time as you exhale through your mouth, go ahead and close your eyes. And begin counting. All right, go ahead and release, relax, return, refreshed, and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. All right, thank you for taking the time to meditate with me, and thank you for taking your time to watch this live broadcast of Transform Yourself in 15 Minutes. Your word for today is beaming. I want you to have a beaming day, and I will see you the same time tomorrow. Bye.